At U.S. Nationals, we hear many stories of people's first-time experiences. We sat down with two amazing ladies who both had quite the show. The first was Michelle Pease Paulson, who talked to us about the Western Horsemanship and Showmanship classes. This is the first year for horsemanship and the second year for showmanship. Michelle has been instrumental in helping to bring these two classes to U.S. Nationals.
My name's Michelle Pease Paulson, and I'm from Lake Tapps, Washington. So when I was a youth, I showed a lot of equitation. I showed saddle seat, reining seat horsemanship. And then obviously as I grew out of being a youth and started to be an adult, there wasn't any equitation. And probably 5 or 6 years ago, I started doing hunter jumpers, and there was equitation for adults. And I got back, I'd been riding English horses, I'd been away from the Western horses, and I got back into the Western horses, and I'm like, hey, I want some equitation. So we started on a local level, just trying to get adult Western horsemanship added. And so it was a very slow kind of grassroots process. Got the local shows and then the regionals. And then actually one of my good friends, Mike Baker, he came from the paint and quarter horse industry, and he wanted to go to Canadian Nationals and wanted some more classes. And so he worked to petition the Canadian Nationals to add in showmanship. So he worked on a letter, and then I offered to sponsor the class. And so Canada was actually the first show to offer some adult equitation. I worked on U.S. Nationals to add showmanship, and they added it last year, and we had 32, so we had 2 sections. And once that was a success, I started pushing to add the adult Western horsemanship. And I'll kind of back up. The Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show has also been phenomenal about adding these classes, so it was great. I was able to work with AHA and pull statistical data on how many participants we had in the adult equitation. And so when I provided the show commission those numbers, and I'm polite but very persistent, they decided to add it. So Canadian Nationals had adult Western horsemanship this year, and then U.S. Nationals had adult Western horsemanship this year. And the numbers have been great. I mean, we had 23 in the adult Western horsemanship here. Again, we had sections. And I see it as it's a great avenue that these equitation classes can give horses kind of a new lease on life. You can take an older horse that might not be able to compete in the main ring, and it can do horsemanship or showmanship. You don't need that $50,000, $75,000 horse to do these equitation classes. What's amazing with these classes is how new they are. The competitors, they bring their A game. The level of competition is amazing, and I think it's a testament to people's passion for these classes, and it's an amazing thing to see.
Josie Gillespie had quite the amazing first too, with her first time at U.S. Nationals on her own with a horse she bred and trained.
My name is Josie Gillespie, and this is Totally Red Hot GA, or Kevin as I call him, and we live in Tenino, Washington, and are Gillespie performance horses. Well, I started riding when I was 4. Just like anybody else, with a really naughty pony. And I eventually got my first Arab when I was 7, started showing Arabs when I was 8, and starting in 2007 was when I decided this is what I want to do as a profession. And that's the moment that I decided my goal was to win my first national championship on a horse that I bred. And I started breeding in 2008, and by 2012 I finally had a foal on the ground after 3 mares to 2 different studs. It finally was going to become a reality, and that's when Kevin came into this world, which he also came into this world on the day I found out that I was pregnant. The same day, which was scary at first because I thought I was finally going to have my dream come true, and then it wasn't going to happen, but it did. And here we are at his first nationals and our first national championship on him. We won the Half Arab Hunter Futurity. That was my first nationals ribbon at all. I felt like time stopped. I really didn't even know what to think. I felt like someone was gonna wake me up, and it really didn't happen. I didn't even know whether to smile or cry, or maybe they said the wrong number. But it It was probably the best feeling I've ever had.
Watch out, everyone. Josie and Kevin have had a taste of the red roses and are gunning for more in the future. Thank you, ladies, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with us.